We are approaching week 13 of the NFL season, and it's time for the final challenge flag of November. As usual, New York Post sports columnist Steve Serby joins me to either support or tell people to calm down on these NFL hot takes. You see him right there. He's got the red challenge flag ready. Steve, how you doing, man?
Good, Dex. How about you?
I'm doing well. I love that you're ready with the challenge flag. You got to be ready to go. Now, first up, here we go, Steve. We're going to start with Zach Wilson and the Jets. After Mike White lit up the Bears on Sunday, some people are wondering if they ever will see Zach Wilson under center again for the Jets. Some are saying Zach Wilson will not be the starting QB for Gang Green in 2023. Are you pulling the challenge flag out for this one, Steve?
No, I'm not going to. It's hard right now to see Zach Wilson as the starting quarterback for the Jets next year. Mike White will have to fall on his face, which I don't think he's going to do, or he'll have to become injured and unable to play. And then don't forget also next year, expectations will be very high for the Jets. And do they want Zach Wilson in a year where they will be expected to be Super Bowl contenders with that defense, with Garrett Wilson, with Breece Hall returning, with the offensive line? Who knows if Mekhi Becton will come back, but I don't think they're ready to give up on their second overall investment. That I don't think would be very wise. I think they'll try to continue to develop him, but maybe Jimmy Garoppolo, he could be the answer for Robert Saleh in a year where, again, the Jets are going to be Super Bowl contenders.
It will be interesting to see how that all plays out. Okay, no challenge flag on the first one. Now, Steve, if the playoffs started today, all three NFC East teams would be in. The Giants, they don't have to worry about the Commanders, who, like them, they have 7 wins. Those concerned about the Giants' one-dimensional offense, they're saying the Commanders will beat out the G-men for a playoff spot. Yay or nay, Mr. Serby?
This is a tough one. I'm trying not to throw this flag. How about if all 4 NFC East teams make the playoffs? How would you feel about that, Dex?
I would feel like that's not going to happen.
No.
I'm going to say no.
Well, it could be, the Seahawks are the other team involved here. The Giants could need the Jets to beat the Seahawks in Seattle later next month for the Giants to make the playoffs. The Giants are getting healthier. They get Ojulari back and some of their offense, and Evan Neal is back. Again, it's going to be a tough sledding because the Seahawks play the Rams twice, the Jets, but they also have, and the Panthers, but they also have the 49ers at home and the Chiefs on the road. So those ought to be 2 losses for Geno Smith and company. And the Giants at the very least have to split with the Commanders. Brian Dable, Taylor Heineke has been just working wonders for Ron Rivera. And if the Giants can split with the Commanders and maybe split with the Eagles, here's an interesting scenario. Last game of the year, Giants-Eagles, right? Remember when Doug Peterson yanked Jalen Hurts for Sudfeld, and that cost the Giants a shot at the playoffs with Joe Judge? Well, maybe the Eagles will have clinched everything they need to clinch. Home field, #1 seed. How about if the Eagles let the Giants in and rest their starters in that last game of the year? So I'm not throwing the flag. 4 teams in the NFC East make the playoffs.
Oh, you got it. All 4 NFC East teams making the playoffs, and that means you're putting the Commanders in, but you're saying the Giants will not have to worry too much about the Commanders, and they can make it as well, too. Okay, we will see. Let's go to Baltimore for this next one, Steve. Ravens Twitter, they were not happy with quarterback Lamar Jackson after his team dropped one on the road in Jacksonville. Baltimore, they are atop the AFC North with a 7-4 record, but remember, Jackson will test free agency this offseason. There are fans who are not valuing the former MVP here, Steve, and believe the Ravens should let Lamar walk. Are you throwing the red flag at the noise on Ravens Twitter? There we go.
Sorry, I didn't hit you, did I? Didn't hit you there, Dex. Okay. No. You don't get a talent like Lamar. You don't let him leave. I know he's had a little irritation lately on Twitter and with a profane tweet, but they love him. They love Lamar. John Harbaugh loves him, and they should. Look, the guy has bet on himself. He turned down a $133 million fully guaranteed deal at the start of the season. If he's not tagged He'll make $45 million next year, but I think that they're going to. My gut tells me they'll work out a deal with him. The team, his teammates love him. The city loves him. Harbaugh loves him. They don't want him to be an unrestricted free agent. He belongs in Baltimore, and he stays in Baltimore.
All right, got Lamar Jackson, Action Jackson, staying in Baltimore. Last, we're going to go to Green Bay. The Packers, their latest loss came to the Eagles on Sunday Night Football, but there was a positive in that loss after Aaron Rodgers exited with an injury. 2020 first-round pick, Jordan Love, he came in and threw a touchdown. And look, Steve, he looked like a competent QB. The Pack, they're 4-8 on the season, and there was thought that they should stick with Love under center. What do you say, Steve?
Well, the problem for Love is that Aaron Rodgers, as banged up as he is with his rib and with his broken thumb, Aaron Rodgers wants to continue to play as long as the Packers are not mathematically eliminated. Now, Jordan Love was their 2020 #1 pick, and he's been waiting as long as Aaron Rodgers had to wait behind Brett Favre. And he has some physical tools, but the Packers have a 3% chance to make the playoffs. They play the Bears, their arch rivals, this Sunday. If Aaron Rodgers wants to play, Matt LaFleur is going to play him. So, look, as soon as the Packers are eliminated, or as soon as Rodgers gets more banged up, they'll have 4 or 5 or 3 or 4 games to evaluate Jordan Love further. But Aaron Rodgers signed a 3-year deal prior to the season. Their future, their immediate future, is still Aaron Rodgers, the defending 2-time MVP, who obviously will not win MVP for a 3rd straight time. But I'm afraid Mr. Jordan Love will have to wait if Aaron Rodgers wants him to wait.
So you are throwing the flag or not? Oh, you're throwing the flag on that.
Didn't I throw it? I thought I threw it.
You did throw it. Your camera's taking a beat
there. Can't throw this flag enough. I love this flag.
All right, so no love for Jordan Love in Green Bay. That is 2 out of the 4 where Steve Serby threw the flag this week on Challenge Flag. Steve Serby, the great New York Post sports columnist. As usual, he's still throwing the flag, not at me. Thank you, Steve. Appreciate it.
And never at you, Dex. Never at you.
Thank you.